This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome to Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. I'm going to have a little impromptu live stream today and see how everybody's doing and maybe chat about some action figure accessories. If anybody shows up, that's going to be interesting. Last time I did it, it was on a Sunday and I had several people in, and tonight it doesn't look like I have anybody in, but we'll see what's going on. Let's see if there's anybody going to show up tonight. Well, I'll go ahead and start the show. I went to Walmart today and bought some new lighting to put up in here. Maybe the lighting looks a little bit better than it did the last time. One of the things I did find out was the name of this figure right here. His name is Centurn. Centurn. He's kind of got a funny looking helmet on it. He's got a little rubbery head, but Centurn. Might try to find him a weapon that he can hold in his hand one of these days. Up here close where you can see him. Centurn. And I've been experimenting with everything. I'm still using up here StreamYard. I haven't tried OBS yet. I don't know how that would work. I just haven't had the time to just sit down and play with it. I'm sure once I do it, I'll be able to figure it out. I've got a little more lighting in here. I figured out that the main light probably needs to be off while I'm live streaming. Got a brand new set of headphones so I can cancel out the echo a little bit if I was to put one of the other cameras on. I kind of, let's see here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I've got both my cameras going so that I've got the camera here on the laptop and I've got the camera here, which is a guest camera basically. I did download a product called I think it's Epoch a webcam, which makes your phone into a wireless webcam, and I tried it out when tested it a little bit. It's okay, but it doesn't allow me to have the two camera access. And if I can get my hands on a cheap old iPhone, I'll have a guest cam. That's why you need to turn on Do Not Disturb, because you'll get telephone calls while you're trying to live stream. And I did not turn it on. Oh, Grindhead. Hey, what's going on, Jim? You doing all right tonight? IV Cam works well for the purposes you're talking about, though not on Android. Not sure if you have Apple support. I have an Apple phone. I have an iPhone here, and that's what I'm using tonight, Jim. Anyway, I'm kind of new at this, as you well know, and I'm just testing out different ways of doing things. But I can get two cameras going, and even add a third camera with StreamYard. Although I'm using the the cheap free StreamYard right now. I kind of don't have the funds to do all that, and I haven't set up any kind of way to beg for money. If you watched the last live stream, I said I'm probably not going to do that. I can't bring myself to beg for money. But anyway, I was going to talk about action figure accessories, and I'm not talking about, you know, shields and little weapons and stuff. I'm talking about everyday stuff that the action figures can use in your play or your pictures or your movies or stop motions that you're making with them. And one of the most wonderful things that I've found is super action stuff. And you can get this on Amazon. Search for super action stuff. 18 awesomely mundane accessories for action figures. And in the Super Foodie series that I have here, which is compatible with 6-inch action, most 6-inch action figures, and 5.5-inch, and even smaller, you have a shawarma wrap, tastes better after saving the world. You have a donut, give your figures a reason to live. A can of soda pop, soft drinks for hard plastic. A hot dog, don't ask what's in it. A bottle of beer, buy your action figures a drink, and maybe they'll like you a lot more. Water, to fuel the tears after watching your life from the shelf. A taco. Taco cat, spelled backwards, is taco cat. Ice cream, we all scream in our sleep. An apple, not organic, deal with it, and it's got a bite chunked out of it. A slice of pizza, a mug of ale, a turkey leg, a bottle of whiskey, a banana, a chimichanga for your action figures, and a pizza box. And that it comes on a blister pack. Now there is another set of these very same accessories that's available, and I have a little organizer here with all my stuff in it. And it's the same set, but kind of in different colors. The same set, but the colors are a little different. And I keep all my stuff in small baggies and keep them separated. Here you can see kind of what I got going on here. But I have all kinds of different things, like I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, and I found out that you can buy dollhouse toilet tissue. So if my action figures need to go to the bathroom, they have something to wipe their butts with. Oh, this little set right here. I don't really remember how much it was. Let me go over to Amazon.com and check out how much it costs. That's super action stuff. Let's take a look and see here. Oh, you're looking at $15, $14.99. As you can see here, you get all kinds of stuff with it. There's a good look at it. The pizza, you get the soda pop, beer, all this stuff. Even an iPhone. You got an iPhone there with it and everything. So your action figures can. There's one holding an apple. One have a bottle of beer. There's everybody. There's the back of the package. There's the front of the package. But head on over to Amazon.com and you can get super action stuff. There's more than just that one set. Let me get this off there. There we go. There's more than just that one set. We have a bag of violence. And the Bag of Violence has an axe, a crowbar, a bat that has spikes coming out of it, an aluminum baseball bat, and different gore effects for blood splatters. These are like whooshes where your fist is whooshing like that right there going into it. Pretty much about the same price as the food set. The other set that I have here is the firepower set, and the firepower set just comes with different action effects, like to go on your pistols and stuff like that. Did I bring? Yes, I did bring it in here. You might be wondering, all right, so how do I attach these accessories or these violence effects like the blood splatters to my figures? Well, what I use, and it comes in little packages like this right here, is a block of magician's wax. And it looks like this right here when you get it. It's just a little block of wax. And I usually take my fingernail and get just a little bit of it and work it between my fingers like this until it gets good and pliable. And then you just kind of take your figure and you put it down in their hand like that right there. And then when you want them to hold something, let's say he wants to hold some beer. You put the beer in his hand, and the wax will hold it in his hand where it won't drop out of his hand. And you can't see it. It's like it's not even there. And when you get ready to get it out of his hand, you just take it out, and the wax just kind of comes off with your fingernail, and you just put it back in the little package and kind of set this block right here. I've had this block for years. Once you buy this, you don't have to buy another one as long as you don't lose it. And where can you get that from? You can get that from any magic supply store. I get mine from Penguin Magic online. Just buy some magician's wax, and you've got something that allows your action figures to hold these accessories, or to have the Bag of Violence blood splatter on his head, or like a burst out of his chest or whatever. So that's kind of one of the things I do. I also, like I said, I go to Hobby Lobby and buy different things. Like here's a set of plates, so that they want to eat, they can eat off of these plates. I've got some wine here in case one of the action figures is a wino, like Man at Arms usually is either drinking whiskey or wine in a lot of my pictures. I have different little bottles of soda pop here. More dollhouse accessories that I bought online. These are just different bottles of different drinks. There's even a coffee cup in here. But those are some of the things that I use with my action figures. But lots of different accessories that you can use with your action figures, so that your action figures aren't just mundane. So your picture can pop with a little bit of background accessories. Gilster, hello, how are you doing there, sir? By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. Another thing that I was going to show today, if I can do this without making everything in the junk room fall. I don't know if you've been noticing, but Zuru has come out with some stuff called mini brands. And these things are absolutely wonderful for action figures. This is the kind of stuff that years ago I used to make printables. I would go online, find a picture of the package, and make a little printable and print it off on cardstock and make. But now you don't have to do that. You can actually get all kinds of little accessories for your action figures, food-wise. From many brands. They also do toys. I don't have them in here with me right now, but I have all kinds of different toys that are just the right size for the action figures to play with. And if you've seen some of my Christmas pictures with my action figures, you'll see that my action figures do play with toys of themselves sometimes. But anyway, yeah, that's some of the things that I do here. Let's see, making a custom fabric hat for Vintage Orco, the fabric from Walmart. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. So you're going to make a vintage fabric hat for your Vintage Orco. That would be kind of cool. I'd like to see what that looks like if you get a chance to do that. And Grindhead Jim says, wow, these are great. We'll definitely be getting them. Great find, Bill. Yes, I love these things. And when I'm doing action figure photography or making a movie with my action figures, I love having just these little things right here just make the scene so much better, because the action figure actually has something to do. Like, there's a big old piece of meat here that like Beast Man could be chewing on. Pull this out and let you take a look at it here. It's even got a chunk bit out of it, so Beast Man can hold this in his hand. It's got a big bone here you can stick in his hand. He can, like he did in the cartoon, Skeletor, old Beast Man chewing on something. And it's just a nice little extra thing that you can do here. Glad you guys showed up, Jim and Gilster. Do you have any accessories like that you use with your action figures? Just let me know. There's a visitor here in the studio. I think she would like to say hello to everyone. Come down here, Paula, and you can
here?
Yeah, come down here. So look into the camera there, baby.
Where?
There we go. See right there?
Oh,
see
right there.
Hey, baby.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. This is my wife, Paula. She decided to come down and see what I was doing down here. I guess she could hear me from the other room. See, Gilster37 is telling me that he has a hole puncher and fabric glue and a bit of sewing to do to make his hat. That's nice. And Gilster says, hello, Paula. And Paula says, hello back. She's gone back into the kitchen now and left me down here in the junk room. And Jim can understand this. I am in a very cramped space right now. It may look like I have a lot going on back here, but I have a makeshift backdrop that I've set up behind me here. And I've got crap all around me here. I've got a little pathway that I can get through here to get out of the room. Let's see, I haven't been really messing with any additional accessories beyond the blast effects from Action Force. Been more looking into diorama stuff. This stuff works great with dioramas. Speaking of which, if you guys will hang on a second, I'm going to go get some more stuff to show y'all. I'm going to put up a screen here for you to look at while I go do that. Okay, I'm back. Can everybody hear me? I went to the kitchen and got a whole bunch of crap here, and I'm going to try to balance it around in here so that I can show off some of the things that I've got here. The first thing I've got is I've got a box of WWE stuff that came, well, actually it was WWF at the time, that came out from Jack's Pacific, and this stuff is great. You got like an old door that you can use, and the action figure can take it and wham it over another action figure's head. Here is a refrigerator. I think I used this in Skeletor's pad one time because Skeletor lives in a dump. It's an old nasty refrigerator, and you know it's got like stains and stuff all over it. There's a broken fan, you know, so he can keep cool in his pad. Here's another one, a fan that he can fan himself with. He's got a television set. It's an old floor model television set. The screen's cracked on it. You can like stick Beastman's head through it. Here's a recliner that he can sit in, and if he tries to recline the chair, it will actually make him pop out of it because the interior pops up like that. But I use those sometimes when the action figures are at home or something like that, you know, to kind of show the dump that they might live in. Because like Skeletor and them, you know, they're bad guys, so they probably do live in a dump somewhere. But these are some things that I've used with my action figure photography. Hey, Grindhead, Dean Rock, Masters Maniac. Hey, Masters Maniac. Good to see you. He's my German friend who lives in Mexico. And if you run over to his channel, he's got a stream where he shows this diorama, this beautiful, huge diorama that he built for his action figures. It's nice to have you on there, Masters Maniac Mexico. Dating game. You guys are talking. Yeah, I can see why a lot of the live streamers just can't keep up with the chat. It's kind of hard. Let me show you some of the stuff that I got from some customizers that I'm really proud of. I got this a while back, and I actually used it in one of my movies that I made with my action figures. This is Skeletor's Bone Throne. And it's the perfect size for Origin Skeletor to sit in. And in Snake Mountain, there's also a meeting table that they all sit around. And this is that table. So I got those. I actually got it on Evil Bay. So I don't know who actually made these things. The guy that sold it to me was not the maker of this, but this is some custom stuff. Put that away. And there's another guy. He has an Etsy shop, and he calls himself Talos's Dream Shop on Etsy. Go look at this guy's stuff. This guy's got some amazing stuff to add to your action figures. And one of the things that he made that I just absolutely am in love with, I haven't put it in my Origins castle yet, but it's the Dwell of Souls. And this is it right here. It's perfect. It's just the actual size of the sticker. And it opens up just like this. And inside, he's got a reproduction of the sticker that you see at the bottom of the Dwell of Souls. And there's even a little 3D hand here coming out of it. I don't know if you can see that. And it fell on the floor, and I'm going to try to find it in the dark if I can. There is a baggie that had a little key in it. There it is. That's why I keep my stuff in little baggies. That's the key that opens the Dwell of Souls. And this guy is, like I said, his name is Talos' Dream Shop. He makes swords. He makes armor. If you watched my video where I showed off my custom action figures, I had a custom mini comics Stratos who was wearing his collar and red belt. This guy, Talos' Dream Shop, he made those. And if you're looking for custom heads, I'm going to shout out Lee's Custom. He is J Buford 63 on eBay. And he makes wonderful custom heads. And what I really like about these guys, picking up some of my stuff off the floor here. What I really like about these guys is when you order this stuff from them, they send it to you because it's already made before they put it up there. I don't know if you guys have dealt with customizers before. I have. There's good ones, there's bad ones, and there's good ones that become bad ones. If you understand what I mean by that. These guys will mean well. They'll get a 3D printer and they'll start getting orders in and they'll start making stuff and then they'll send it. They'll take orders before they have anything made, and then suddenly they've got more orders than they've got time to make them, and then they disappear on you. You never hear from them again. Your money's gone. I had a guy do that to me one time. Or sometimes you order it and you don't get it for a whole year because you're on a waiting list, and you wait and you wait and you wait. So when you're dealing with customizers, understand that a lot of times the stuff isn't made when you order it. It's got to be made. You're on a waiting list because there's 100 other people wanting the same thing that you bought from them. But the guys that I'm plugging today, they make the stuff, then they put it up for sale. And when it sells out, they quit selling it till they make some more. They take it down. They take that off of eBay, and they till they make some more. And Talos, he's got his little Etsy shop. He does the same thing. If the stuff's sold out, it's sold out. You wait till he makes some more. Masters Maniac Mexico says, "Look, we're at Fantastic Toy Adventures. Next week, I will send a package to Open by Chance anyway. They happen to be close to you. I will mash some bootlegs in for you and ask them to pass them." Okay, I don't know what Open by Chance is. I'll check it out and just we'll figure out how that works out. I don't know anything about that. Let's see. Yeah, that guy that sent me the bowstring and arrows for Green Arrow refused to take my money because it took him 3 months. Yeah. When you're dealing with customizers, just know that sometimes you're going to get burned. Eventually, you're going to get burned. I got burned by a guy that he called himself Jersey Flows. He was making custom telephone booths, not like the one I sent you, Jim. This one here looked like a real little telephone booth, and it was actually the size for the Superpowers figures. And he had a web page, he had a Facebook page, he had all this going on, and he was going to make all this different crap, and all these people got sucked in. And then the excuses started. All my 3D printers are down. All the coops started, and everybody's sick, and we can't do it. And blah, 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 blah. And nobody ever got their stuff. Very few people may have, but I never got my stuff. And then I got blocked and never heard from him again. Gilster says he only deals with friends who are customizers. So just tell me what kind would interest you, which line, and I come with my first channel donation. The lines that I'm interested in right now are just Masters of the Universe Origins. That's the only thing I'm interested in collecting right now. I collect a few other different things, but as far as now Mexican bootlegs, all that Masters of the Universe stuff that's Mexican bootlegs, I eat that up like candy. I love Mexican bootlegs. Open by Chance, know you collectors. Okay. YouTube channel that recommended you, actually. Okay. Open by chance. I'll have to check him out. I've never heard of him. I see it's my friend Davis Ian and his wife. They have a toy museum. Well, I really will have to check them out. Holy cow, Talos' stuff is amazing, is it not? Now, I warn you, all of his stuff is 3D printed, and I'm not sure what he's using. It's probably PLA, but like the little collar that's on Stratos, the little straps that hold the back to the front together is very, very, very delicate. And I went ahead and broke mine on purpose and drilled little holes in it and put red string in it so that it actually had a little give to it. But yeah, be careful with that. Because I'll just ask them to send the stuff, though. I'm sure we'll get it done. Okay, Masters Maniac Mexico, we'll figure that out. Dean Rock, hey, what's going on there? Bootlegs are so good. Let's see, Gilster 37. What about vintage Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle weapons? I don't collect turtles. I'm sure there's customizers out there that make those things. You just have to look for them. Grindhead Jim said, I need to get me some of those tiny drills. Yeah, they sell them at hobby shops. I got mine at Hobby Lobby. It comes with about 4 different little tiny little bits. It's a little drill about so long. It looks like one of those little things that you repair your glasses with, but it's a little bit bigger, and you kind of put part of it into the palm of your hand so you can push down on it and you can twist it. It's great. I love those things. Orko 8283 missed my last live stream, he said, but I see you came on tonight. Hey, how's it going there? Said, sorry I'm a little late getting the show, Bill, but super excited to catch this live stream. Good to have you on, my friend. Good to have you on. I was talking about some of the custom accessories that I have, and some of the accessories that you can actually buy. One of the things that I found that's great is that most dollhouse furniture and dollhouse accessories are all 1/12 scale. And 1/12 scale works with Black Series Star Wars, Marvel Legends, Monster Scenes, which is 1/13 scale, haha, and Character Options Doctor Who figures, which are 5-inch figures. All that stuff works great with these figures because at that scale, if it's just a little bit too small or a little bit too big, it doesn't really matter because when you take your picture, nobody's going to be able to notice. Let's see. Grindhead Jim says, Bill, you know, man, damn well I never leave the house. Yeah, Jim, well, I can understand. I have to leave the house because I have to go to a factory and work all day long. Matter of fact, I was off today because a friend of mine had a retirement party and I went to that. And but I have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and head off to work. Hi-ho, so off to work I go. Let's see. And Mattress Maniac Mexico is talking to Orko here. He says, Buenas noches, Gorpo. Because they actually called him Gorpo down there in Mexico, which is what his name would have been had not Filmation started their cartoons. And they changed his name to Orko because they could do the scene flip without having to make a whole new picture because the O would flip just great where the G would not. Yeah. Well, it's nice to have you guys on. Sometimes I actually have to end up making accessories for my action figures. And of course, I don't have a 3D printer. So what do I make? How do I make this stuff? Well, sometimes I use Sculpey clay. You can buy this stuff at Walmart. You sculpt it into what you want and you bake it in the oven. The topper on my vintage Castle Grayskull I made that way. What I plan on making is I plan on making some little bitty Twinkies and cupcakes, Hostess Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes and Hostess fruit pies, because in my demented mind, I have decided to make a video, stop motion video of the Masters of the Universe figures doing an old comic book Hostess ad. Haven't come up with the actual plot line for it yet, but pretty much it's going to be Skeletor's trying to take over Castle Grayskull. He-Man doesn't have any way of stopping him except throw some Twinkies at them. So they eat the Twinkies and suddenly everything's okay, just like on an old Hostess ad. But you sculpt it up into the shape you want, stick it in the oven, bake it for about 15 minutes. It gets hard, and that's one of the things I do. Then you paint it up with your paints. Somebody asked me the other day what paints I use. For doing everything I do, I try to use acrylics. Acrylic paints that's water-based that I can, clean my brushes in a cup of water while I'm painting. And what kind of acrylic paints do I buy? Well, there's the cheap stuff from Walmart. It works pretty great. My favorite is Testors model paints because they have a little bit of glossy sheen to them. And then I usually take a little spray over coat, either a dull coat or a satin finish, and spray over what I've done to kind of set it so that it doesn't chip off. Let's see. Masters Maniac and Orko are talking. Grindhead Jim says Twinkies are excellent weapons. Throw enough at your enemies and they'll never be able to walk because they'll be too fat or they get cardio problems. But yeah, those old Hostess ads were great. In the comic book ads, I love those things. And like I said, in my mind, I'm gonna make a Hostess ad with the stop motion, the limited stop motion that I do, and I'm gonna make some tweets. As a matter of fact, in that box that I showed you with all that different food in it that's made by Zuru Mini Brands, that they make a box of Twinkies and a box of cupcakes. So Jim says, exactly, that enriched flour gets them every time. Oh, don't forget the creamy filling. Light yellow sponge cake and creamy white filling. Right now, it's giving me a stomach ache just thinking about it. All right. So those are some of the things that I've done with my figures and some of the accessories that I have. I have so much stuff and so little time and so little places to keep all of it. But I love doing little things like this with my action figures. So what anybody else do customizations? Just let me know what kind of customs that you do. I'd love to hear about it. That'd be great. I'm going to get ready to stop this one here in just a minute. I've been on for a little over 30 minutes, and I have to get up really, really early in the morning. So I'm going to stay on maybe about a few more minutes and see if anybody's got anything else that they'd like to say or ask. Now's the time to do it. I've been experimenting, as I said earlier, with my setups here. And I went to Walmart today and I bought some more lighting. And I watched a YouTube video earlier today about how to place your lighting. And I've got some of it placed sort of where I like it. There's some glare in my glasses and you may be able to see the lights up there. I've got some different tripods and stands to hold my things on. But and then I'm still working with my streaming software. But right now I'm kind of in love with StreamYard. Although I wish I could do more with it, but right now this is probably going to be enough. Now let's see. Here they call them submarinos. I think that's close to do with the Twinkie effect. Okay, yeah, I've heard of that. It's something I'm doubting in. I'm trying to figure out how to make those plastic sheet things, and they gave me to make some floors for my snake mountain. Yeah, that'd be cool. Bill, you know, I really love customizing. I hope to see you again soon. Tomorrow I'm going to be casting a little bit. Okay. Orko says, great to hear. I found this channel by searching for the Motu books and Bill had them posted. He even reads one out loud himself. Then I discovered he deals with my friend Lee. That's correct. Lee's the bomb. I love Lee. He makes the greatest figureheads in the world. And if you're like me and you found, you know, even though this head looks great, but you found it a little bit lacking, Lee makes a head that's sculpted from the original vintage He-Man figure. So your Origins He-Man figure can have an actual vintage head so that he looks proper. Brushstroke came on. Brushstroke, so good to see you, my friend. How are you? Everybody, listen up. Go right now. Find Brushstroke's channel. Subscribe to this guy. Give him all the love that you possibly can. And watch my favorite metal band, Evil Lynn and the Beastmen. See, I have a Crayola Model Magic for most of my props. Yes, he does work with Crayola Model Magic. He makes guitars for his figures. He uses popsicle sticks to make the drum sets. Jim, you got to see that. You're a drummer. You got to see this guy's drum set that he made for Evil Lynn and the Beastmen. And Gilster says Zodak white boots from Kildor 2-pack with white spray paint and gloss. That's a good idea. Brushstroke says Twinkies and grape soda if you want a real stomach ache. Microwave Twinkies are awesome in the day. Yes, they were. Brushstroke says thanks so much. Yes, Brushstroke. And like I said, contact me, Brushstroke, because I would love to have you as a guest on the live stream sometime. We can sit here and we can talk about all the custom work that you've done and some of the things that you've done in your life. As a matter of fact, if you're up for it, you want to guest on the live stream tonight, just say yes or no, and give me a way to contact you, and I will send you up a link so that you can come on into the live stream. Grindhead said he subscribed to you, Brushstroke. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, this guy Brushstroke, he just got into toy collecting. He's got bit by the bug really, really bad, but he does something that I think is absolutely unique. Instead of sitting there doing the unboxing with the figure where he's sitting there opening the figure up, the figures do the unboxing, and they act out. You know, they bring out the figure and they unbox the figure, and then they interact with the figure, and it's great. It's little stop motion figures doing the unboxing. That's great. Cool. That sounds awesome. So if you want to come on tonight for just a few minutes and say hey to everybody, Brushstroke, send me a way to contact you. Brushstroke, if you go to his channel, he's got a video where he explains where his names and his avatars come from. But his avatar is the Nowhere Man, if you know what that's from, Beatles' Yellow Submarine. And let's see, he says, I'll try to get on booting now. Okay, cool. You can use your iPhone if you got an iPhone, or I think even Android will do this. And I'll send you the StreamYard link. I just need somewhere to send it to. And I'll bring you on live. Gilster 37 says, if you change the search filter to only channels, he is the second. Okay. All right. And so we're going to stay on just a little while longer and see if I can get Brushstroke on here. And because I want you guys to be able to talk to him. I want to be able to interact with him. And like I said, Brushstroke, we need to get together, because when I'm making my videos and you're making your videos, we can use each other's voices. And you know what's great about recording is, you know, you can record and then save that recording as an MP3, and then you can send it to a Dropbox or something, and then you can use your audio software to drop that voice in wherever you need it. So we can do voices on each other's videos, and I think that would be a good idea. Let's see. Gilster says thanks to Grindhead. If you Brushstroke, if you look on my YouTube channel in the About section on a computer, you can actually find a contact email address for me. And if you need to contact me that way, you can send out some kind of message to me some way so that I can send you the share link. Matter of fact, I trust everybody in here because I haven't gotten big enough to have the foolish people on. I'll go ahead and put the share link. It says I'll send you an email now. Okay. Brushstroke's going to send me an email, and I'm going to switch cameras just for a second here. There we go. I'm back up here, and I'm waiting for Brushstroke to come in. Is my sound back on? My sound back on, folks? Sorry about that. Brushstroke says he's never been on a live chat before. I haven't either with somebody else, and this is like new, so there may be a little hiccup on this, but we're going to get Says Granite says yes. Sound is 5x5. Okay. Brushstroke, I'll subscribe to you as well when we are done with this stream. Okay. And I appreciate you guys giving Brushstroke some love. Brushstroke's new to this as well, but he makes excellent videos. His videos look a heck of a lot better than some of my stuff. But yeah, he see if we can get him to come in. I don't know how that's going to work, but okay, cool. Thanks, Orko. And like I said, Brushstroke, when you send me that email, I got your name on there, but I'm continuing to call you Brushstroke until you let me know if you want me to use your first name or not. I'll do either one, whatever you want to do, since I haven't gotten the link yet. Okay, the email said that it's sent. Like I said, I'm using. Yeah, it's going to come to that email. I've replied to that email, and it just reply with a StreamYard link in it. Hit that StreamYard link. It's going to open your browser up, and just follow the instructions there, and it'll set your camera and your mic up. And then when you're ready, you hit the button, and you come in, and you'll go into what they call a green room. It says, "How can I find your channel, Brushstroke? Can you please post the link?" Uh, I'll see if I can find Brushstroke's channel real quick and post that link. Hang on just a second, folks. I will go over here to YouTube and find the link to Brushstroke's channel and put it in the chat. All right, and I am going to show you what I'm doing here with. There's Brushstroke's channel right there. I'm going to run over here and we'll post that right there. There we go. That's Brushstroke's channel link. So there's Brushstroke's channel. Uh, videos up here. He does videos where he unboxes his stuff. He does some great videos with his unboxing. And if you go down far enough, you can find where he made the mini drum kits. And you can find Evil Lynn and the Beast Man, and he did a little episode with them. Here they are singing the song Shiracha. That was great. Evil Lynn and the Beast Man, my new favorite metal band. Oh, it says here he doesn't know why he hasn't gotten my reply yet. I don't know. It could be several different things. I'm going to go ahead and post the share link on the screen here, and we'll just let you come in that way. All right. Paste that in here, and this is for Brushstroke, guys. This is the link that will let him come into the stream. Okay. So we're gonna let Brushstroke get a chance to come in, and we'll chat with Brushstroke for a little while right before bedtime. In the meantime, you can think of some questions that you want to ask Brushstroke. Pop them up there on the screen, Brushstroke. If you'll just hang back on those questions and answer them when you get on the live stream, that would be great. Says, Bill, I would like to invite you to one of my live programs. It's Masters Maniac Mexico says, Bill, I would like to invite you to one of my live programs. Actually, I'll have one with an artist that works in the bootleg industry for more than 2 years. I would love to have you around there. It depends on what time of day it's going to be. If you're in Mexico, you're probably in the same time zone that I am. I'm in the central time zone. And Monday through Friday, I have to go to work. And I get up at 4 a.m. and I do the things that men do. There's 3 of them that we do in the bathroom. And then I go make myself a cup of coffee and I drink that. And then around 5 a.m. I drive to work. I have to be at work by 6 o'clock, but I get there at 5:30 and turn the lights on. I'm that guy. And I get off at 2:30. It takes me another half an hour to drive home. And when I get home, I plop down in my chair in the living room and turn YouTube on, and generally go to sleep while watching it until bedtime. Grindhead Jim says, okay, he's got questions for Brushstroke once you go live. All right, so I'm going to take that off the screen. I don't think I can get on. I tried live streaming, but might need to set up some streaming software. If you'll follow the link that I sent you, you don't have to set up anything. All you have to do is follow that link, and it's going to take you to a live stream web page. If you're using an iPhone, make sure you're using Safari. If you're on a desktop computer, make sure you have your webcam hooked up to it and a microphone, and that's really all you need, and you can get on. Masters Maniac says 20 years and we have a 1 hour difference. It's a Sunday, actually. Sundays work good. Sundays are great. It's all new to me. Yes, it was new to me too. You just take a big gulp and follow that link that I just popped up there in the chat a minute ago, and put it in your and put it in the browser, and just follow the instructions on the screen, and you should do just fine. But StreamYard allows me to have guests. The other streaming software that I've looked at does not allow guests to be on with you. So, and I also use the guest function to add the extra camera. That way I can have my iPhone over here, and if I need to, I can use the laptop over here. And while I was at Walmart, I got another little doohickey to hook in the laptop so that I can use an old computer screen as a second screen, so that when I'm doing screen sharing, I don't have to hide my StreamYard over here while I'm doing it. Let me come back and go back full screen here with myself. And move that. There we go. All right. And Jim, I think you use OBS pretty much exclusively, don't you? I think that's what you told me. Biggest challenge is not getting frustrated when I can't get something now, and the other is not falling into the hole. Yeah, falling into the hole is what'll get you, friend. And I fell in the hole with the Masters of Universe Origins, and luckily when I fell in it with superpowers, there's not a whole lot to get there unless you go the custom route. There's a guy that's doing customizations on one of the Facebook groups that are to die for, but I haven't bought any custom. Well, that's not true. I did buy some stuff from Pat Crawford back when he was doing Repro Bubbles, but I got a Catwoman and a Repro Argentina Riddler figure, but that's about the only stuff I've done that way. See, OBS is a virtual webcam. When I'm using StreamYard, if I am streaming to Twitch, I use OBS directly. Okay. See, I don't do the Twitch. I don't do the Twitch, and I don't do the TikTok. The closest I've ever got to the TikTok is watching Odin's Men put the crazies on there so that I can see what's going on with the crazies on there. Lee Customs, hey, here's the guy that's making my heads for me. What's going on, Lee? The customs are a good way to make a line spiral out of control with what you need to get. Yeah, I was chatting with Lee the other day on eBay, and he may be working on something. I'm not going to spoil it, but he may be working on something special for me so that I can actually get a video made that I've been wanting to make for a long, long time. Good to have you on, Lee. Masters Maniac says, I see a Manny Faces vid on Brushstroke's channel. I'm about to finish a full mod of that one, having replaced with faces of David, his wife, and their cat for the museum. That's pretty cool. Masters of the WWE is no more. Well, if you watched the other day, there is a successor line to the mattresses of WWE, and it's WWE Superstars. I would grab over here amongst all this junk and try to get it out for you, but I think everything will crash down on me if I do. But I bought a Bray Wyatt WWE Superstar Bray Wyatt, and it's the same bucks for Masters of the Universe and Masters of the WWE Universe. And the figures that are in that line are four. There's Honky Tonk Man, Hollywood Hogan, Bray Wyatt, and there was one other, and I can't remember what it was. But anyway, there is a successor line. Grab yours now, folks. Please try to send the link again. I haven't received an email for you, for whatever reason. All right, Brushstroke, I'm going to post it once again in the chat. Okay. I'm going to post the link to the StreamYard in the chat. You see that link that I just posted. It starts with https streamyard.com, and it's got some gibberish after it. If you will copy and paste that link into your browser, it'll send you to the StreamYard page and let you get on the channel. Try that. Said Drownhead Jim, I got my Masters WWE Kane and Goldberg trying to find China. The China figure looks beautiful. I almost bought it at not Toys R Us, Target. I almost bought that at Target the other day, but I kind of passed on it. The only Masters of the WWE figures that I bought was I bought Rey Mysterio so that I could do the Stratos customs. I bought that one. But some of that stuff looks great. And I did buy the Castle Grayskull wrestling ring. I have it back here in the pile of junk somewhere. I was gonna do wrestling figures, wrestling the WWE, but there's another guy doing that, Cobra Lang. Cobra Lang, if you get a chance to look for that channel, he does stop motion wrestling with the Motu and the WWE Masters of WWE figures. And Orko is actually the referee in the ring, and the other toys in his collection, such as A-Team and G.I. Joe, they all are around in the audience watching the action. It's some of the greatest stuff I've ever seen in my life. Let's see, Grindhead Jim, got to dig deep. She's way 6 feet under. Yeah. Ouch. Good fun, sir. Yeah, poor Joni Lauer. Less said about that, the better, folks. But yeah, that was tragic. Still waiting on Brushstroke. Let me know how it got. Oh, wait a minute. Here he is, folks. Brush, I'm fixing to add you to the stream, bud. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
All
hey,
right.
Brushstroke, how's it going?
Excellent. How are
Let me
you
get
guys?
my headphones on so I can hear you, man.
All right.
What's going on there?
Oh, not too much, man. It's great to see you. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you too, sir.
Wow.
I'm gonna change the camera here. Hold on. Hey, can you hear me, Brush? Can you hear me, Brush?
Man.
All right. Are you able to hear me, Brush?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got my headphones on, and we're working. All right, we got it.
Great, wonderful.
Thank you, and thank everybody for your patience. Just getting this to work here.
Yeah, well, we're all new to this, and I'm a boomer. I don't know how old you are, but I'm 51 years old, and it's kind of hard sometimes to get the technology down, isn't it?
I'm 45, and I feel like I gave up on technology 5 or 10 years ago. I'm just like spaced out about it now. It's over my head.
I had to change careers about 2 years ago. I worked in education for a while as a media assistant at the library at the college. And I lost that job because of budget cuts. And I became a customer service representative at a local cell phone company. And that's when I changed my flip phone to an iPhone.
I hear you.
I was a boomer with a flip phone for up until 2019, 2020. I'd
still have one if I could.
Yeah.
They just look like the Star Trek communicator. I always love that, flipping out my Motorola Razor or whatever it was. Yeah, popping that open.
That was
Hey, beat me up, Scotty, which, of course, Kirk never said, but.
Yeah, he sure didn't. So what happened, Brush? Because I watched all of your videos pretty much, and I saw the progression, and it appears to be that you're a musician. Is that correct?
Yeah, or trying to be. I'm
Okay.
working on that. Yeah.
Okay. So you're an amateur musician. Do you do any professional work?
No, I was like you. I had a different career. I was an engineer, a process engineer for about 15 years. The company I was with, moved everything overseas. Eventually laid me off, which I was actually glad for. I had asked my boss, next time we come to the next round of layoffs, let me go, because I just can't seem to leave. And that was a good situation for me. So I have been in semi-retirement now and trying to make things work. And that's where all this has come from. Finally, like, some of the creativity's come out of me after not, being into that weight of.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, and it progressed from you doing videos of you doing music to suddenly toys. What happened?
I saw He-Man and Skeletor on the shelf at Target, and it just brought back that nostalgic feeling. And at this point, I had not had a job for a couple of years, and I was like, well, I wasn't buying anything except for alcohol, cigarettes, and weed.
Right.
I wasn't spending my money.
By the way, yesterday was 420 day, and I should have done a live stream on 420 day for that, but I didn't get a chance to do that.
Well, you probably, you want to be together on your live stream, but so I saw them there, and I think I quit drinking already, so I had some money. At this point, was like, well, I'm not spending $15 a day on drinking.
Right.
Maybe I can afford to buy an action figure, and so I let myself buy them with the this thought in my back of my head: I got to make a video with them if I buy them. Right. And so then I just made a regular old unboxing video. I think it was just out of a Target bag, but I had fun playing with them, and I thought, this is really fun. It didn't take off like I expected. Of course, I expected I was going to make a video and people would go, "Wow, someone playing with action figures! How fun!" It wasn't quite like that, but it has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy when I get the inspiration to make a story. It's so fantastic. That's when I feel like I'm really doing the work I was meant to do. It's just, I'll be writing for 3 hours, or I'll be filming for 3 or 4 hours, or editing 3 or 4 hours, and I'm not trying to do something else like I was at my old job.
Well, I was talking about that on one of my other live streams the other day. I play with my toys, and that's how I play with my toys, is by making pictures or movies with my toys and posting them online.
It's fantastic. I love what you do too. It's so great, and you have such great props. My goodness, you build incredible scenes.
I've learned how to cheat. A lot of what you see doesn't look as good in person as it does on the screen, because the camera can help you cheat.
Very true. Very smart. I was going to ask you, one of my ideas for, I was thinking about seeing if you might want to co-work on something too. I was thinking about trying some green screen stuff and just, putting the old green card back and then having you build the set behind it, or you film the set and then I'll just, have my guys in front of it or whatever, something like that.
We could work on something like that. Most of the stuff that I make is made out of cardboard, construction paper. You just kind of get an idea. I worked with making water one time. I figured out how to do that. You lay some blue cardboard down, and then you take saran wrap and put across that, and it looks like waves on the cardboard.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
And another thing, you can make the figure look like he's coming up out of the water by wrapping the saran wrap, making a hole in the saran wrap and sticking his feet through it, and it looks like he's coming up out of the water.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to do like a merman, but just basically break him in half and then just have him halfway out.
I thought about doing it that way too. Yeah.
I also think about using the sky sleds as I thought about using them before as like wave runners. He-Man and Skeletor out on the lake, having fun, and something happens. Skeletor starts drowning.
What do you use as your imaging software to manipulate your images?
I use I think it's a free software. I think it's called Shotcut.
Shotcut. Everybody uses Photoshop to manipulate photographs, right? But Photoshop is made by Adobe. It's really, really expensive unless you want to sail on a ship or something like that. But it also is a resource hog on your computer. All that Adobe stuff, once you load it up, you can't do anything else but whatever you're doing because it eats up all of your CPU, energy.
Yeah, I fried my laptop after it was like a third or fourth video that I was making. I fried it. It just died when I was doing all this editing with just the Microsoft software.
Right.
And then I didn't realize you had to have all this power. And I went to Best Buy, and the guy's like, "Oh, you got to have a gaming computer." I was like, "Gaming computer? I'm just doing some videos." He's like, "No, you need power." I was like, "What are you talking?"
That's mucho dinero right there, my friend.
Oh, heck yeah. Just the software, like you said, the Adobe's probably $300 or $500, right?
Yeah. Like I said, unless you want to, sail on the ocean, you might be able to get it that way, but I don't recommend that.
No. Oh, no, I know. Yeah. I'm not sure what you mean, but I think I know what you mean. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
Army, maybe.
No, I like our low tech stuff. I think, our generation, we like the low tech stuff. I like stuff with cardboard.
Let me recommend some software that you get. It's free. It's open source. It works on any platform, but they have a Windows version and Linux. If you use Linux, they have Linux version. It's really made for Linux. It's called GIMP. GIMP, GIMP.
Huh.
Yes, and the GIMP is what I use to do all of my photo editing. It may not be as powerful as Photoshop, and the learning curve on it is very, very steep. It took me a while to learn how to work with layers and stuff like that. But what you can do with that is if you have a green screen or just any kind of background that's a solid color, you position your figures in front of that in the place that you want them to be, and then you take a picture, throw that in the GIMP, take the background out, then go find you on the internet a beautiful background that looks like what you want, and you lay that a photograph over the other one as a layer, and it looks like they're in that. And that's what I've started doing, and I've figured out, like, I can edit stuff out of the picture. Like, I had my wife actually holding a sky sled in her hand like this in front of a blue screen, and then I edited her hand out, and then I took that picture of the sky sled and made it look like Stratos was flying away on the sky sled while He-Man was behind him flying in the Wind Raider in one of my videos.
Oh yeah, there's you don't see the hand there, so she didn't have to put on the same color glove or anything. You just
no, because see, I think I told you this one time when we were interacting in one of the comment boxes. I do it the old school way. I actually use the cut feature and cut all the way around the figure that I want to have in the picture. And at first I couldn't figure out how you do that. I'm like, my hand is too shaky for that because I'm an old man and I don't have the steady hand. Well, with GIMP, you get the cut feature, you click on it, and you take your mouse and you start at the place that you want and you click it. And then suddenly there's a line coming out, and you move that line around to the place where you want, and you click it again, and there's a straight line between them. And you do that all like a pair of scissors, and you cut out that figure, and then boom, you got it, and you copy it, and then you go to the next picture that's the actual background that you want him to be in, and you paste him as a layer in there, and then you can move him around, and then you can show the layer or not show the layer, however you want. You can even work with the opacity so you can make it kind of look like it's translucent if you want to. Things like, you can work all kinds of things. Totally free, and it uses up next to no resources while you're using it. because all this software it's open source. So there's like thousands and millions of guys that are working on this all at the same time. And, you know, you get this software, you load it up on your computer. All of it was actually made for GNU and Linux. If you know what GNU is, spelled GNU.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, that's
I don't know what it is, but I've seen the spelling of it. Yeah,
that's what GIMP is. It's called the GNU Image Manipulation Program.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And it's basically the default image manipulation program for Linux, but there is a port to Windows, so you can actually load it on Windows and use it on Windows as well.
So, well, yeah, I'm a simpler. Well, Linux is probably simpler than Windows, but I have never got into it, so I don't know.
I had a Linux box at one time that had Ubuntu on it, and I kind of liked it, but then it crashed, and I didn't feel like reloading all that. If you've ever had a computer crash, guys, it's like losing a loved one.
Yeah, especially you have to look.
You spend hours and hours and hours making it just like you want it and having all the software you want it, and then you have all your shit on there, and then suddenly the thing fries and all that crap's gone, and there's no way to get it back. It's gone. You got to start all over from scratch again, and I just didn't feel like it at the time, so I just loaded Windows back up on it.
I hear you. Sometimes it's a great opportunity to reorganize when shit goes, when it hits the fan, but sometimes it's just like, nah, I'm not going back to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I appreciate it when something goes, if it goes wrong early enough in this early stages, then it's like, oh, that's great. I can restart, and build again. But if you built the whole house and it comes down, you probably aren't going to rebuild it,
Grindhead Jim says, I spend more on my PC than I did on my car. No joke. I could see that happening. I can see that happening. I was watching. I don't know if any of you guys watch Jeremy Hambly or not. He runs the Quartering, and he's monetized, so he's doing ads, and he also does the ads like people contact him to do ads for them on his channel, and he's got this company that custom builds PCs that he does an ad for, and I'm sure they cost like $5,000 a pop or something like that for him. I just can't afford something like that anymore. I would have to take out a bank loan or something to get one of those big gaming PCs that you can put all that stuff on. So I won't do it.
I don't want a lot of it. Some of it's just too much. Like, I wish I could get a gaming PC without all the lights. The thing's on in my room. I have to cover it up, to not be lit up while I'm sleeping. It's like, do I need a keyboard? It's all the time.
Speaking of lights, let's see if I can do this. I haven't tried this yet. Oh, hey, Skeletor.
Hey.
All right, let's see. I got some custom lights in here. These ring lights that you can buy. Oh, everything just fell. I knew it would happen.
It's falling apart. Watch
All
out.
right, let's see if I can do this without making everything fall. I was going to try to. All right. Hang still here, and I'm going to do the ring light thing and see what it looks like with the colors. There we go. So I don't know if that it doesn't make any difference. I can't see it.
Can't see it much, no.
Yeah.
Is it got one of those, all those different LED colors?
It's kind of spinning like that right there.
That's amazing how those things don't show up on camera. And you can see them like in person, but the camera kind of tries to, especially the ones that do the autofocus and auto light stuff, they try to undo it basically. So you have all these color effects going, and it's trying to go reverse of what you're trying to do. I had one of those, the light thing going with the Evil Lyn and the Beastmen show, it really wouldn't work with the video trying to have the light change on its own.
The camera was compensating for it, right?
It was really a pain in the butt. I was like,
well, how did you come up with the idea for Evil Lyn and the Beastmen? That's a good story. I'd like to hear.
I don't know. I just thought it'd be great to have a band with these guys. I think I just started making the guitars. I thought just kind of fun to make, and then it just was like, I got to come up with a name that rhymes. It has to make sort of sense. And so Evil Lyn and Beastmen. It just sort of fit, and plus I had those characters at the time. It was only wave one I probably had at the time when I started to come up with those videos. So partly what was helping me then that's not helping me now was limitation. I was limited. So I only had a few figures, and I had to kind of come up with what I could come up with then. You know, when
Right.
my first video was He-Man and Skeletor and a toy alligator that I found, right?
Yeah.
And then those other toy ducks. Now it's like I'm overwhelmed by, I have so many. I got into the buying the toys thing. Like, I need that one for that. Maybe I'll want that one. Maybe I'll want that one. Maybe I'll need that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, now I have no limitations to help guide me. You know, it's like, I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. And then you just kind of get buried under all the ideas. I'm sure you know that.
I understand that. I've got a lot of things running around in my head. I was telling the channel earlier, one of the things that I want to do really, really bad is I want to recreate a Hostess Twinkie comic book ad using He-Man and Skeletor.
That's right. I saw that was just when I came in, when you were just at the end of that, the tail end of that.
Yeah, and
fantastic.
I think it would be great. And I'm going to use Sculpey to make little. Yeah. Here's some Twinkies, Skeletor. Oh, screw you, He-Man. Oh, everybody's eating Twinkies and they're not taking enough Castle Grayskull.
That's a good idea. So yeah.
That's I'm going to use Sculpey to make little Twinkies and cupcakes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I didn't catch the beginning of that. You were saying how you were going to make them out of. Would you use a modeling clay of some kind?
It's called Sculpey, and you can buy it at Walmart over in the hobby section. And it's bakeable clay, and you just sculpt it into whatever shape you want, and you put it on a cookie sheet, and you stick it in the oven for 15 or 20 minutes, and you pull it out, and it's hard as brick.
Oh, that sounds cool. Did you ever have when you were a kid, did you have Shrinky Dinks?
Yeah, I remember Shrinky Dinks. You color them, and then they're like this big, and then you put them on the cookie sheet, and you stick it in the oven, and when they come out, they're like this big, and they're made out of hard plastic, and you can drill a little hole in it, make necklaces and stuff out of them. Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, it was like some kind of plastic that would shrink up.
Yeah, they were still making those back when my daughter was a little girl, and I remember buying some, I think Spider-Man Shrinky Dinks, and she and I were coloring Shrinky Dinks and making Shrinky Dinks, even when, you know,
I think you can still buy it. I don't think it's still under the name, but I think you can even buy the material generically and do whatever you want with it now. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Let me see if I can do this without making everything fall here in the junk room. But on the top of my Castle Grayskull sits this minaret.
Oh wow!
And that's
cool.
That's made out of Sculpey clay.
That's cool.
And people may wonder what I did. I mean, to make this thing, first I made all these little balls separately, okay, out of clay, and they're just sitting there, and they're not hard yet. And then I made the round part here, the cylinder that's here. And then I made a big ball and cut it in half and set it on top of the cylinder. And then I made me a long little strip to go around it. And then I made this ball. And I used toothpicks to hold this ball to here, and some toothpicks to hold this half ball to the cylinder, and then toothpicks to hold each one of these little balls on it. And then I put the whole thing in the oven and baked it. And now, let's see if you can hear this. I don't know if you can hear this on this mic. It's hard as a brick.
Yeah, it's solid ceramic. It's like real clay.
Yeah.
But it's hard in your oven. You don't need a 2,000 degree oven to do it.
Right. No, you just pop
regular
it in the oven.
Old.
And it tells you on the box how long it needs for how much clay you're using. But and I was telling them earlier, you may have missed it. What do I use to hold for figures to hold accessories in their hands and stuff like that? I use this stuff here. It's called magician's wax. And where do you get it from? You get it from a magic supply store like Penguin Magic. And like I said, it doesn't cost but just like a couple of bucks, and you get a little brick of it in some little container like this. This should have last you for like the rest of your life. Just this much right here.
Wow, yeah.
You only need this tiny little bit to do what you need. And I've got a little bit of it sitting up on top of the castle here, and that's what holds this on the castle.
Okay, yeah. I've used something like that. That's what is it? I forget what it's called.
Museum wax, I think, is the same thing. And I've never bought museum wax. I don't know where to get it, but as an amateur magician, I know where to get magician's wax all day long. And
Yeah, no, I use something. I think it's like a poster wax or something. You buy it at just Target or Walmart or something. It's
poster
green
tack.
or yeah, poster tack. Yeah, it comes in blue.
Magician's wax is clear.
Oh, nice.
You can't see this shit.
That's why it's okay.
Yeah,
there
you can't see this stuff. And
that's awesome. Yeah, because the poster tack, you're trying to pick the right color for what you're using, or it
remember,
works, but it's not great.
You remember the little gargoyle things that came with the He-Man and Battle Cat set?
Yeah,
the little red guys that hang on Castle Grayskull. I use the magician's wax to hang them on Castle Grayskull. Then they don't pop off like they do, you know.
I haven't set that up yet.
And the wax, and they're kind of
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
Put this back on the castle real quick, but
that's a great idea. So because I know how the poster tack works and it's great stuff, but it has a color to it, and I wouldn't want to leave it on. Right. I like to take it off.
Little bitty tiny bit of it. You work it in your fingers like that, and you put it like in their hand or on the bottom of their feet. I like to put them on the bottom of their feet, and it sticks them in the place, and they don't fall over all the time. And you can make poses when you're doing that. And what's really neat about it is you take your fingernail and you just kind of do like that right there, and it comes right off. And then you pop it back in the thing, and you can use it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some of that.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Like I said, the site I use is Penguin Magic. You Penguin Magic in Google, and it takes you right to their site, and you can learn all the secrets of magic right there on Penguin Magic. Awesome. Pretty much.
Yeah, I really need it for. The best thing you said is just to put it on the bottom of their feet, just to kind of stand up. I've never done that. And when they fall over, and usually I just put them back up, but it can really, if you're trying to do a stop motion, which I don't do that much, but when you're trying to do stop motion, if they fall over, you're stuck. It's like, I can't put him back exactly where he was. He's going to be in a different position, and it's like,
Yeah, I was plugging a channel the other day, Justice Curry and Corbra Lang. I don't know if you've seen these two guys or not. But they do stop motion videos with the WWE Universe Wrestling Motu figures and have them wrestling in the ring.
Oh no!
Orko's like the referee, and all the rest of the toys in the toy room are like watching in the audience. Like you have the A-team over here watching and everything. And he did a video the other day talking about some of the tricks that he does. And one of the things he does is he actually tapes his figure down to the table with tape so that the figure is in the spot that it needs to be in, and he can zoom in on it, and he can have the arms, because you're going to do this, and the head's going to move like that while it's talking.
Yeah,
you don't need that figure to fall over or move around while you're doing that. So he actually just duct tapes that figure down on the table.
Yeah, there's a lot of techniques like that, like you're saying about the backgrounds. You don't have to fill everything in. It's the angle. That's what I realized. Yeah, if you're filming something close, you can just glue the guy down.
Right.
Use a weight, set him in or something. Yeah, that way, like you said, you can do all this upper body posing and not worry about if he falls over, you're toast. Start over again.
Gerard O'Connor says, "Hey, all can't stay, need to rest. I'll watch very much later. Take it easy there, Gerard. We're glad you showed up." See, Monsters Maniac Mexico says, "Maybe Bill allows me to post a link. Actually, I get it from the States. It's very common. I don't know what he's talking about. Germans, remember, you get it at shoe shop." Masters Maniac, whatever that is, post it in here, and if I catch it, I'll try to post it up here where everybody can see it.
He must be talking about the magician's wax.
He may be. I know I was watching him the other day he was doing a live stream where he was making this beautiful, huge, looked like in the garage diorama with his Castle Grayskull and all of his He-Man figures, and he was painting this stuff, and he had a piece of wood that he had found, looked like a board, and he was staining it, and he says, I use shoe polish because I can't afford to buy the stain, so this works great. And he had some brown shoe polish, and he was sitting there staining a piece of wood with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. What a trip. Wow. It was so cool to be resourceful. That's the best thing about any of this creating stuff is coming up with something out of your mind and making it happen. Like you did with that little the minuet. Just because you don't know when you got to figure out how to make it. And that's the part that makes me so that's the part that tickles me when I'm making it. Same when I made like the little ram skull for Skeletor's
Right, right.
on top of his amplifier. I ended up making it like 4 little balls just for the skull. And then, another part of the bottom of the chin. Like when I made it, I was like so impressed and proud of myself. Like, how did you, figure out that, like I had to do this and that. And it's so pleasing. Yeah. To just create something out of your mind and make it
I love
happen.
how you took the colored popsicle sticks to make the drum kits and the amplifiers in the background and everything.
It just had to have some purpose for them. I saw them at Target and just thought there's got to be a use for those things.
Right.
They're cheap. It's one of that's $3 in a bag. I've got to figure out something to do with them. And then once you kind of get that in your mind, then it's what can I do? And then first thing I started making was amps because that's kind of I'm a guy that likes music or wants to be in a band or something. So that's that comes out of me naturally. So.
The He-Man theme song that you had the figures playing, did you actually play all that yourself?
Yeah, the band version of it. The kind of guitar.
Do you have a full MP3 of the whole thing beginning to end?
It's short. I can send you whatever I have. I don't think it's like the whole theme song of the He-Man, but it's the and then the higher version of that, and then back to the lower, and then it's over.
I would love to be able to use that in one of my videos. I've always
I'll send it to you.
Okay. That'd be great.
I'll send it to you right away. Yeah,
cool.
You could use it anytime. Yeah, of course. I love co-creating, and it's just so cool to see what you do too. It's fantastic.
Gilster 37 says I need to make a mini bread. I don't know what he means by that, but I have a suspicion that he's talking about Wonder Bread He-Man. Have you ever heard of Wonder Bread He-Man Brushstroke?
Oh yeah, I've seen him. Yeah.
Right. Well, I know the classics version of Wondar came with an actual little tiny loaf of bread.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It wasn't in a Wonder package, I think, for copyright reasons. It was just a little loaf of bread. But
as I understand, they're not really sure if it ever really was included Wonder Bread.
Well,
or not,
according to the toy guru Scott Neelick, and I do listen to him occasionally.
I do too. He's all right.
Yeah, he says that he found out that it wasn't Wonder Bread, but it was a buy 3 figures get 1 free thing at a store somewhere.
Yeah, that sounds like it's probably more likely.
Yeah.
And then they just had the black Zodak armor. They were just trying to get rid of.
But see, he didn't have the Zodak armor when he came. The people that bought him would buy the weapons pack armor and put the black Zodak armor from that on him because he didn't come with anything.
Oh, he was just naked He-Man. Okay.
Yeah, he was just a naked He-Man. And supposedly he was supposed to be Savage He-Man from the first mini comic, but he wasn't because he had brown hair and his belt didn't match and all that. But anyway,
I like the idea that they just had stock of something that they made that was like accidental, and they're like, we just need to get rid of this somehow, and they just made a mail order out of it. Yeah, and they just
but according to what Scott was saying, it actually backfired on them because some mom wrote a big nasty letter to Mattel saying, hey, we've sent off for the free figure and my son got it and he didn't come with any armor and no weapons, and what am I supposed to do? And so they kind of nixed that, and that's why he's so really rare. And it may have been why they throwed a couple of those red Manny Faces weapons in with him. I think they may have thrown in a sword or something like that from the Manny Weapons Manny Faces. Interesting
at the end because they realized,
the kids were like, hey, He-Man doesn't have his armor. I must put they how kids are. And it may not have been the kids. It may have just been mom.
That's true. Actually, it might have been the kid was probably satisfied and like, it's all right. It's hard to say. Yeah, they might have been like they were expecting a accessory with them because everyone had them. But I feel like that a lot of times the kids don't complain as much. It's the parents who are like,
see, I was right. He was talking about making a loaf of bread for his Wonder Bread He-Man.
You can make a loaf of bread out of some kind of modeling clay.
And if you want to do a custom Wonder Bread He-Man for Origins, I think the Seth Rollins Masters of WWE figure comes with black Zodak armor.
Oh yeah, because you need the armor, yeah. Or you could just paint you could get Zodak and just paint it black.
Right, but
Two
who would
little
want to go through all that trouble when you can just get the armor and not have to do it?
True, right? Yeah, it's going to cost you just as much either way these days to get Zodak or the WWE
black
guy.
Zodak blaster. Yeah, I think he does come with the black Zodak blaster as well. And Masters Maniac Mexico says if you really want to make it, I can recommend a good resin, but I would look in the dollhouse section of the dollar store. You're absolutely right. I was talking about that as well. I don't know if you have a Hobby Lobby there where you are, Brushstroke, but I go to Hobby Lobby all the time, and I know people look at me sideways. Why is this guy over in the dollhouse section? Well, I'm over there looking at the little dollhouse miniatures because they're all in 1/12 scale, and 1/12 scale is Star Wars Black Series, Marvel Legends, the He-Man figures. That's all really 1/12 scale. And even the smaller figures and stuff works with it, because when you're taking pictures of that stuff, if it's just a tiny bit out of scale, too small or too big, nobody's going to notice.
Oh no, not at all. I think that's how I got the idea for my barbecue. It was in the Skeletor's little barbecue. I think I saw
that barbecue looked very familiar. I bought over in the girl section of the toys at Walmart. They had these little tiny, look like barbecue sets that had like hamburgers and hot dogs and the barbecue grill and all that. And they also had pastries and different kinds. It was little tiny food, just about the size for either Barbie or even action figures. And that kind of looked like that barbecue grill that He-Man was barbecuing on. Am I right?
I don't know. I mean, I modeled mine. I made mine, but I modeled it after just a Weber. So
okay,
it probably would look pretty ordinary because it's basically just the old Weber,
Right. It looked pretty cool. Did you even make the hamburgers that were on it too?
Yeah. I used aluminum foil and roughed it up so that it would be rough on both sides, and then I just used a little round piece of thing and squished it between the foil, and that made it look like it was rough. And then I, used some marker to color it differently so it kind of up close. They really look like burgers, even more than they do on the camera. It's crazy.
I'll tell you something else. Now, this stuff, if you can find it on eBay, sometimes it can be a little expensive, but not always. You just have to keep looking till you find it. Jakks Pacific made accessories for the wrestling action figures when they had the license to do them. I guess it was back in the early 2000s, and it was called Grapple Gear.
Grapple Gear.
Yeah, WWF or WWE Grapple Gear by Jakks Pacific. I was showing off some of the things that I had earlier, like, for instance, this refrigerator. Check that out, Brushstroke.
Oh wow, that looks like the one Indiana Jones hid inside of.
Yeah, it's even got the nasty rust stains all on it.
That is fantastic.
The back's kind of nasty. You see that?
Yeah, it looks straight out of a real.
Yeah, and that was made so that the wrestling figures could like slam somebody in the refrigerator.
No way.
Yeah, and
no, that's
all of it looked nasty. That's what I liked about it. Let me find this fan.
Actually, it looks great for like Star Wars stuff because they're always trying to look realistic and real.
Check that out. You remember those old
boxes? Yeah, I got one right back behind me. It's not supposed to look like that.
It came like this. It's not broken. It's supposed to look like this because somebody's head got smashed into it or something.
But that's actually how a lot of them look anyway. In most people's houses, because you put your foot through it some way, or
Right. But yeah,
that's fantastic.
Grapple Gear is amazing, and it works with just about any action figures because it's all the same scale.
And I did buy the. You've probably seen. I have the WWE Grayskull ring. At some point, I would. Yeah,
I've got one back here in the junk pile somewhere.
For the price, I just thought the thing was. I mean, it's just the same price as a figure. It was pretty cheap, and then a lot of play value out of it. I figure same thing as you were saying. The other guy do. I'd like to have at some point incorporated into a movie of some kind. That maybe Zodak's the referee, and they got to fight off. Battle.
I liked watching Clamp Champ and Ram Man playing basketball. And the Harlem Globetrotters whistling. Did you whistle that, or did you find that somewhere?
I whistled that too. Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. Sweet Georgia Brown. I'm sitting I'm about to die laughing. I'm like,
Yeah, it took me a while to remember. I'd always get it confused with something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
I was just rolling when I saw that. That was great.
That's what I thought. As soon as I saw the clamp jump, I just thought, like, man, it would be so funny to make something like out of bounds, racial stereotype, make the black guy a basketball player, But I love the Harlem Globetrotters, and he has that red, white, and blue kind of color scheme. Right. So it just seemed like, come on, you got to do it. You got to take the trope and run with it.
I loved it. It was great. Where you come up with some of your ideas. Everybody talks about how great my videos. I don't have any original ideas. I right now. I'm doing the stories from the Golden Books, and I'm doing the stories from the original mini comics. What I'm trying to do is recreate those scenes and try to make it look.
Give them life. Yeah, you breathe life into them. They're fantastic.
Right. I don't know how many of them you've seen, but I was sitting there trying to figure out. He-Man was supposed to be calling Battle Cat with this animal call in the mini comic, and I thought he's got to do the Tarzan yell.
I haven't seen that one. I got to check that out.
Got to do the Tarzan yell. So I've used the old MGM Johnny Weissmuller Tarzan. Oh.
Yeah. I love it. That's the way to do it. In fact, it makes sense, wasn't it? I mean, it almost sounds like it wasn't a Battle Cat was made of Jungle Jim or came from that. I forget the whole line.
Big Jim.
Big Jim.
The Battle Cat was a Big Jim tiger, but actually he wasn't a Big Jim tiger because the Big Jim tiger was actually Tarzan's Black Panther.
That's it, right? Yeah, he was a Tarzan, so it really calls back to Tarzan.
It does. Yeah, all this stuff's related. So when the Tarzan figure was made from a Big Jim figure, and they made the Panther for Tarzan, and then they repainted it as a tiger and put it in the Big Jim set, and they already had the mold for that when they were doing He-Man. And if you ever saw the documentary on it, the guy who was at Mattel at the time, and he said, all right, we got this Panther mold. We'll use it. And the guys are like, it's not the right scale. He goes, I don't care. Put a saddle on him and paint him green. Let him ride him. I don't care. And they listened to him. They painted him green and put a saddle on him. Here, check it out. And he's like, yeah, okay, sell that. The kids will eat it up.
It's so hilarious because they were so irreverent. They didn't care.
No, they were making money.
Corporate guys making corporate decisions,
Yeah.
And it just turned out to just be this marvelous, just synchronicity or whatever it was. It worked out great for us. It was
lightning in a jar. It really was. It was lightning in a jar. And us Gen Xers, we were there for it at the time.
Yeah. I guess it all just bloomed because of that, the allowing them to make commercials on TV. Go ahead.
Masters Maniac Mexico says, I really take joy out of this moment. Bill and Brushstroke entering the live transmission world. And now I can feel all that release and fun that those two experience right now, just genuine.
Excellent. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We should have more of them join.
Yeah. Well, I said I was
another time.
Leave. I said I was going to leave around what it was at 8:30, but it's now almost 15 minutes after 9, and I have to get up really, really early to go trudge off to work to make the little dough that I have to make to be able to live. So I hate to cut this one short, Brushstroke, but we had a great time having you on. Is there anything you would like to say to everybody before we leave?
I just appreciate all you guys being here to join us and having me on. And thank you, Bill, for having me on. Really had a great time talking to you. So thank you all. And thanks for watching and subscribing.
Yeah. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps. Brushstroke and I both are just brand new baby YouTubers, and we don't have a lot of subscribers, and we're not monetized or anything yet. So anything that you can do to help. And Brushstroke, be sure to tell your viewers this as well. It helps the algorithm. Share this stuff off YouTube. Share it to Facebook. Share it on your website. Share it somewhere else other than YouTube, and it will help us grow. We appreciate you all. And I appreciate having you on, Brushstroke. I'd love to have you on again sometime. Maybe we could do a live stream on your channel when you get ready to start this. I'm using StreamYard. Check it out. It works in your web browser.
Thanks so much, Bill. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Everybody say bye to Brushstroke. He's fixing to take off into Never Never Land, where he lives at with the Nowhere Man there. And we're going to cut this one short, guys. Bye, Brushstroke. Pope, joined a little late, but I'll check the replay. Thanks, Pope. Sub out as well is love. Great guys. All right. And Gilster says, going to let the community know. Thanks, Gilster 37. I appreciate that. Everybody have a great night. I'm going to cut this one short. I'm going to play myself out with If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video. Thank you.